Hello, my friend. Let me tell you about Richard, an 81-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio. For most of his life, Richard was strong, the kind of man who could lift an engine block without breaking a sweat. But in his late 70s, everything changed. He began struggling to get out of bed, needed help standing up from his favorite chair, and found himself winded walking up the porch steps. One winter morning, he slipped on his icy driveway and couldn't get up. That fall shattered not just his hip, but his confidence. Doctors told him it was just part of getting old. "You're not 40 anymore," one of them said with a shrug. But what they didn't tell Richard was that losing muscle strength after 60 isn't just common, it's dangerous. And worse, it's often avoidable. What if I told you that Richard turned things around, not with fancy equipment or expensive medication, but with one simple daily habit that he added to his life? Within months, he was walking confidently, lifting light weights, and even helping neighbors with small yard work again. He felt like he got a part of himself back. You see, after 60, our bodies begin losing muscle mass at a surprising rate. This condition, called sarcopenia, affects over 50 million older adults worldwide. It's the reason why getting up from a chair can suddenly feel like climbing a mountain. It weakens the legs, steals independence, and increases the risk of falls, fractures, and hospital stays. But here's the hopeful truth: you can fight back. In fact, new research proves that people in their 70s and 80s can regain the muscle strength of someone decades younger, and it all starts with a daily practice you can do right at home. Today, we're going to reveal the one thing that can change everything. Ready to take back your strength? Let's begin. Understanding muscle loss in seniors, what you're really fighting. If you're over 60 and you've noticed your muscles aren't what they used to be, you're not imagining it. Science has a name for this silent decline. It's called sarcopenia, and it starts earlier than most people realize. Beginning as early as your 40s, the body slowly starts to lose muscle mass, and by the time you reach 80, you may have lost up to 50% of your muscle compared to your younger years. But here's what's more troubling: many seniors accept this as normal aging, thinking there's nothing they can do about it. Doctors often tell older patients to take it easy or rest more, unintentionally reinforcing the myth that weakness and dependence are inevitable. Yet the real enemy isn't just aging, it's inactivity, misinformation, and a lack of targeted strategies to support aging muscles. Sarcopenia isn't just about looking frail. It's about the loss of independence. Weak muscles make everyday tasks, like climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even getting off the toilet, more difficult. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized each year due to falls caused by muscle weakness. That's not a statistic, it's a wake-up call. But here's where hope enters the picture. Groundbreaking studies from institutions like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the Journal of Physiology have turned old beliefs on their head. They've found that older adults can not only maintain muscle, but even regain it, well into their 70s and 80s. Some of these seniors have the muscle strength, mobility, and balance of someone 30 years younger. They're known as superagers, and their bodies are living proof that it's never too late to get stronger. How do they do it? It's not luck. It's not genetics. It's not spending hours in a gym. The secret lies in 7 daily habits, research-backed strategies that support muscle repair, encourage strength, reduce inflammation, and improve the connection between brain and body. Surprisingly, 93% of seniors don't know these habits exist. And unfortunately, many doctors don't mention them, not because they don't work, but because they often fall outside conventional prescriptions. As a result, millions of seniors are losing muscle faster than they should, all while the tools to reverse it are sitting right in front of them. Think of your muscles like a fire. If you don't feed it properly or give it the right kind of attention, it starts to fade. But if you give it what it needs, even later in life, it can reignite. That's what this video is all about: giving you the tools to rebuild that fire, to restore your strength, and to live your life on your own terms. Not just walking, but walking strong. Not just surviving, but thriving. Let's take a look at the first of these 7 habits that can help you reclaim the energy, balance, and strength you thought were gone for good. 1. Hormetic stress, the power of good stress. It may sound strange, but one of the most powerful ways to strengthen your muscles after 60 is by intentionally exposing your body to mild, controlled stress. This process is known as hormesis. In simple terms, hormetic stress means that small doses of stress, when applied wisely, can actually make your body stronger. One of the most surprising examples is temperature variation. Brief cold exposure, like finishing your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water, triggers a biological response that protects your muscles. It activates brown fat, improves mitochondrial function, and increases adiponectin, a hormone that prevents muscle breakdown. Researchers at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging found that even a minute or 2 of cold exposure can promote muscle preservation well into your 80s. On the flip side, heat exposure also provides benefits. Regular use of saunas or hot tubs activates heat shock proteins, which protect and repair muscle tissue. In a 10-year Finnish study, seniors who used a sauna 4 to 7 times a week experienced 40% less muscle loss compared to those who didn't. These aren't extreme biohacks, they're gentle, doable habits that signal your body to protect itself. Superagers use them regularly to stay youthful and resilient. Remember, it's not about making yourself uncomfortable. It's about introducing small challenges that your body responds to by building strength and resistance. Start slow, just 30 seconds at the end of a warm shower is enough to awaken your inner resilience. 2. Intermittent fasting, trigger muscle renewal. You might be surprised to learn that not eating at certain times of the day can actually help you build and preserve muscle. Superagers frequently practice intermittent fasting. Specifically, they eat all their meals within an 8 to 10 hour window during the day and fast the rest of the time. This pattern of eating has powerful effects on aging muscle. It stimulates a process called autophagy, where your body cleans out damaged cells and replaces them with new, healthier ones. It also improves insulin sensitivity, helping nutrients reach your muscles more efficiently. According to researchers at the Salk Institute, intermittent fasting can increase mitochondrial activity in muscle tissue by up to 10% in just 12 weeks. But the goal here isn't weight loss. In fact, for seniors, losing too much weight can worsen muscle loss. The key is to maintain your usual caloric intake, but within a shorter eating window. For example, you might eat breakfast at 9 a.m. and finish dinner by 5 o'clock or 6 p.m. This simple habit gives your body time to repair, improves metabolic health, and keeps muscle cells active and energized. It's not a restrictive diet, it's a smarter way of fueling your body. Start slowly. Try a 10-hour eating window a few days a week and see how your body feels. Many seniors report more energy, better digestion, and even deeper sleep. Most importantly, it gives your muscles the clean internal environment they need to grow and stay strong. 3. Overcoming isometrics, small actions, big muscle gains. When people think about building muscle, they often imagine lifting heavy weights or doing intense workouts. But for seniors, there's a safer and highly effective method called overcoming isometrics. These are short, powerful muscle contractions against an immovable object, no equipment required, and no strain on your joints. Here's how it works: you push or pull against a stable surface, like pressing your palms together, pushing against a wall, or pulling on a fixed resistance band, for 5 to 10 seconds at full effort. You're not moving, but your muscles are working at their highest intensity. And that sends a powerful message to your body: preserve and grow this muscle. Why does this work so well? Superagers use isometric contractions to maintain muscle size, improve neuromuscular activation, and stimulate strength without risking injury. It's especially helpful for seniors with arthritis, joint replacements, or mobility issues. A recent study from the European Journal of Applied Physiology showed that seniors practicing just 10 minutes of isometrics 3 times a week significantly improved muscle tone, stability, and even blood pressure. You don't need a gym. You don't need to sweat. You just need intentional tension, brief moments where your muscles are fully engaged. Try this: each morning, push both hands together in front of your chest as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Rest and repeat 3 times. That's it. With consistency, this tiny habit can protect your muscle health in a big way. 4. Protein timing, when matters more than how much. Many seniors already know that protein is essential for muscle health. But what most people don't realize is that when you eat protein may be even more important than how much you eat. As we age, our muscles become resistant to protein's effects, a condition called anabolic resistance. The solution? Spread your protein intake evenly throughout the day, rather than saving it all for one big meal at dinner. Research from the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal experienced 25% more muscle growth than those who ate the same amount of protein in fewer, larger meals. Why does this matter? After each meal, your body enters a 3 to 4 hour anabolic window where it's primed to build and repair muscle. By hitting that window multiple times a day, you give your muscles repeated opportunities to grow. So instead of having toast or cereal for breakfast, try eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. At lunch and dinner, include lean meats, beans, lentils, tofu, or fish. The key is quality and consistency. A 12-week study from the University of Texas showed that seniors who applied this strategy, without changing anything else, gained an average of 1.2 pounds of lean muscle. It's not about eating more. It's about eating smarter. Your body still wants to build muscle, you just have to feed it at the right time. 5. Vitamin D optimization, the muscle vitamin. If there's one vitamin that quietly holds the key to senior strength, it's vitamin D, often called the muscle vitamin. It does far more than support your bones. It plays a direct role in activating the genes that build and maintain muscle tissue. Unfortunately, more than 80% of seniors in the US are deficient in vitamin D, and most don't know it. That's because as we age, our skin produces 50% less vitamin D from sunlight than it did in our 20s. And dietary sources alone usually aren't enough. Harvard researchers found that older adults with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength, faster reaction times, and significantly better balance than those with low levels. These advantages can be the difference between a confident walk across the room and a dangerous fall. The ideal blood level? Aim for above 40 nanograms per milliliter. This typically requires daily supplementation of 2,000 to 4,000 IU, though it's best to confirm your needs with a blood test. You can also support your levels with fatty fish, egg yolks, fortified milk, and about 15 minutes of direct midday sun, if your skin allows. One important caution: vitamin D works best when balanced with vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium to your bones instead of your arteries. Without it, too much D can actually harden blood vessels. Superagers monitor both and treat vitamin D not as a bonus, but as a necessity for strength. Think of it as a muscle switch. Without enough, the system simply won't turn on. 6. Reduce chronic inflammation, stop muscle breakdown. One of the most damaging forces to senior muscle isn't just time, it's chronic, hidden inflammation, often referred to as inflammaging. Even if you feel fine, low-grade inflammation can quietly erode your muscle mass, weaken your body, and block the very signals that allow your muscles to grow. Tufts University researchers discovered that older adults with high levels of inflammatory markers lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with low inflammation, even when their diets and exercise routines were similar. So how do superagers keep inflammation low? First, they prioritize sleep. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, and sleeping in a dark, quiet room, lowers inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%. Second, they nourish the gut, where much of the immune system lives. Eating fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut, along with at least 30 different plant foods per week, promotes healthy gut bacteria that fight inflammation from the inside out. Third, they practice smart movement. Moderate, regular exercise with occasional bursts of intensity keeps the immune system calm. Overdoing it, though, can spike inflammation, so balance is key. Finally, they include powerful anti-inflammatory nutrients like omega-3s, curcumin, and polyphenol-rich foods, berries, green tea, and olive oil, daily. If you want to check your levels, ask your doctor for a high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HSCRP, test. Aim for levels below 1.0 mg/L. Keeping inflammation low isn't just about avoiding disease, it's about protecting the very foundation of your strength. 7. Neuromuscular connection, rewire muscle power. Most people think muscle loss is only about the muscles themselves, but the truth runs deeper. As we age, the connection between our nervous system and muscles begins to weaken. This link, known as the neuromuscular junction, acts like a power cord between your brain and your body. When it frays, your muscles simply stop responding the way they used to, no matter how much protein you eat or how often you move. That's why the strongest seniors don't just focus on muscle, they train their brain to muscle communication. Superagers know that preserving neuromuscular function is key to staying coordinated, agile, and balanced. One proven method: skill-based movement. Exercises like Tai Chi, dancing, ping pong, or even tennis challenge both mind and body. These activities require timing, precision, and focus, forcing your brain to fire up complex motor pathways and recruit muscle fibers more efficiently. A 2020 study showed that seniors who practiced coordination-based activities twice a week preserved neuromuscular connections 31% better than those who did regular strength training alone. Nutrition matters too. Superagers often supplement with magnesium, B12, specifically methylcobalamin, and alpha-lipoic acid, which protect the nerve-muscle link and boost signal transmission. Certain forms of vitamin B1 and compounds like acetyl L-carnitine have also shown promise in maintaining muscle response. Even breathing techniques like box breathing can stimulate the vagus nerve, improving neuromuscular control. Just 5 minutes a day can lead to measurable gains in coordination and balance. Think of it this way: strong muscles mean little without a strong connection to power them. Superagers protect the wiring, not just the hardware. So should you. Why most seniors miss these habits? Despite the growing body of research, millions of seniors are still losing muscle unnecessarily. The science is there, the habits are simple, and yet most older adults never hear about them. Why? The answer is a combination of outdated beliefs, lack of awareness, and even fear. For decades, we've been taught that aging means slowing down, doing less, and accepting decline. Many doctors still follow this model, recommending more rest instead of promoting active strategies to fight muscle loss. While their intentions are good, they often overlook the cutting-edge research showing that strength can not only be preserved, but actually restored, well into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. And because resistance training, fasting, or cold exposure sound intimidating or unfamiliar, many seniors assume these habits aren't safe or appropriate for their age group. But the truth is, every one of the 7 habits we've discussed can be adjusted to fit any fitness level, any health condition, and any lifestyle. They're not extreme, they're empowering. Another major barrier is misinformation. There's no shortage of myths about aging. You might have heard that protein's only for bodybuilders, or lifting weights will hurt your joints. Or maybe you were told that supplements don't matter, or that sleep and gut health have nothing to do with muscle. These outdated ideas keep seniors stuck in a cycle of weakness and worry, when in reality, they could be thriving. Even marketing plays a role. Big pharmaceutical companies pour billions into advertising pills for pain, fatigue, or bone loss, yet hardly anyone is talking about prevention through lifestyle. There's little financial incentive to teach seniors how to heal themselves naturally. But that doesn't mean the solutions aren't real. It's also worth mentioning the emotional toll. When you've lost strength, when your legs don't feel as steady, when you've had a fall or needed help, it can shake your confidence. You start to feel fragile, even if part of you still believes you're capable. That emotional weight can be just as heavy as the physical one. But superagers, those remarkable individuals who remain strong and mobile well into old age, prove that decline is not the default. They challenge conventional thinking. They stay curious. And most importantly, they take small steps every day to protect their independence. If you've felt discouraged before, you're not alone. But it's not too late. Whether you're 65 or 85, your body is still responsive. Your muscles still want to work. Your brain still wants to connect. You just need the right tools, and the belief that it's possible. These 7 habits aren't just about fitness. They're about reclaiming ownership of your body, your energy, and your future. And that starts by letting go of the idea that aging equals weakness. It doesn't. Not anymore. Simple daily tips to start using these habits today. Now that you've learned about the 7 habits that help seniors restore muscle strength and reclaim their independence, the next step is simple: start small. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just choosing one habit and incorporating it into your daily routine can begin to shift your energy, strength, and confidence. Here's how you can apply these powerful principles starting today. 1. End your morning shower with 30 seconds of cold water. It might sound uncomfortable, but it triggers a natural defense response that helps preserve muscle. Over time, increase to 60 seconds. You'll feel more awake and energized. 2. Try a 10-hour eating window. Start eating around 8 a.m. and finish dinner by 6 p.m. Don't cut calories, just give your body time to cleanse and repair overnight. Even doing this 3 days a week can make a difference. 3. Practice 1 isometric movement daily. Push your hands together at chest level as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Rest, then repeat 3 times. It's a simple way to activate muscles without risking injury. 4. Get protein at every meal. Instead of saving it all for dinner, aim for 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, chicken, or fish are great choices. 5. Add 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D daily. Take a supplement if needed and eat vitamin D-rich foods like salmon and fortified milk. Also, spend 15 minutes in the sun around midday. Ask your doctor for a blood test to track your levels. 6. Eat to fight inflammation. Include berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil in your diet. Add fermented foods like sauerkraut or kefir a few times a week. These support your gut and reduce silent muscle breakdown. 7. Move your body with your brain. Try dancing, tai chi, or even a game of ping pong. You'll be strengthening not just your muscles but the neural circuits that control them. Start by choosing just 1 or 2 of these habits this week. Write them down. Set a reminder. Talk to a friend or family member who can join you. Progress doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from doing something consistently. Let this be the moment where you stop waiting and start strengthening, not just your body, but your belief in what's possible for your future. You don't need to be 40 again to feel strong, steady, and full of life. Your body still listens to how you treat it, every day, at every age. The 7 habits we've explored aren't just about muscle. They're about hope, dignity, and living on your own terms. If you've felt weaker lately or worried about losing your independence, know this: it's not too late. Even small changes can spark powerful results. Choose one habit. Begin today. Your strength is not gone, it's waiting to be restored. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone you care about. Tell us in the comments, which habit are you ready to try first? Have you known someone who grew stronger with age? Thank you for being here. You deserve to feel powerful in your own body again. And ElderSpark is here to walk that path with you.